Hi, I'm Lisa Dalton, and I'm with peakperformanceliving.net. Well, as you might guess, peak performance living is my topic. And I myself have had quite an amazing life. I have become kind of a master at conflict resolution, and my varied life has led me to Europe, to Russia, to all around the United States, working with various people, offering opportunities to heal conflict within themselves through a process that I call meta-psychophysiology. I guess you could say my entire life led to understanding how to resolve conflict, from my experience as a police officer, as a stunt woman for film, as a wife and grandmother now, as an actor, teacher, director, as a minister, and as a certified life coach. Learning how to understand conflict and how to help resolve it has become a real deep passion for me. So I wanted to offer you a couple of tips on that. The first one is, anytime we want to try to resolve a conflict, well, we need to ask ourselves, what for? And why should we go ahead and resolve it? Well, I'm asking, what is our aim or goal? What is the end purpose of resolving the conflict? I think that's really important. If you know the goal that you're aiming for, then it's going to be much easier for you to be able to find a way to achieve the goal. And achieving our goals brings us our peak living experiences. So one of the first ideas to bring up is not only that we want to achieve the goal, but that we also want to be able to use our mind, our physical body, our emotions, our imagination, the sum total of all that is us, to help achieve that. A lot of times we can mentally figure out what's going on in our brain and maybe mentally come up with what we want in our lives. However, we try to go do that and it just kind of doesn't click. It kind of disclicks. Well, what is that? What that is we have an idea, but our body doesn't know how to hold what we might call the energy pattern of that idea. When we're in a state of conflict, for example, we could ask ourselves, what happens to our body? Well, the Institute of Heart Math says that every 5 minutes that we spend in a state of frustration lowers our immune system for over 6 hours. Yikes, that's not something that we want. What is it that happens that makes our immune system lower? And we know this: when we're in a state of conflict, we often get ill. We often don't function mentally very well. Well, let's take a larger look at how we operate as a human being. Our body is a field of energy, and energy has the ability to contract and to expand. And that pulse of motion of the energy of contracting and expanding really is kind of like the pulse of life. All energy moves. How does it move? It opens and it closes. We could say the closing is the state of potential, and the opening is the expression, it's the performance. Like a tiny seed getting ready to grow into a beautiful plant, we have the ability to open and close our own energy. On a scale of 0 to 10, we could say most of us live our life somewhere in maybe just a small section of that range. Chances are, when we're in a state of conflict, we contract our energy. This contracting causes a huge problem in our body. It prevents us from breathing, for example. That breath, the lungs are unable to expand. The energy is having a difficult time flowing through the body. So one of the things that you can do on a daily basis is practice contracting yourself into a little teeny hard ball and then opening yourself into a great big expansive being. And use your imagination to picture your energy getting really, really tight and small, and then growing, growing, growing. You can do this with me. Grow, 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 and expand and open. Now, you know, a martial artist will practice certain forms over and over again, just in case they do get into a situation where they need it. That form becomes automatic. Just like a ballerina who's going to practice a certain set of motions over and over again, or any athlete pursuing a peak performance will practice a certain set of motions over and over again, so that when they need them, they're instantly ready for them. And that's what you can do with this contracting and expanding. When you get into a conflicted state and feel yourself contracting, whether you're sitting in a chair, standing up, you can run to the restroom, you can, in your imagination, expand your energy. And it will open and flow. When it does that, you will become more centered, your lungs will be able to take breath in, and you will be able to understand and arrive at a more balanced, centered point of decision. Now, there's 3 sources of conflict. It's from within you, you versus you, or it's you versus someone else, or it's you versus the universe. When you understand which source of conflict is presenting you, then you have the possibility of knowing how to resolve that conflict by understanding what is your goal. If you're arguing with yourself about whether you should go to this party tonight or whether you should stay home and rest, you can ask each part of you to express what it wants and see what your body does. You know, most of the most successful corporate advisors feel in their body the response that's appropriate. And when you understand that partying is going to make you contract a bit, well, maybe you can feel that that's not the best choice for you. You can also practice becoming the contracted energy of the source of the conflict. So, for example, if you feel the conflict with another person, you can really physicalize in your whole body what that feels like. But remember, we have a goal. That's the first thing we want. We can also physicalize our goal. Put the goal in a physical form. For example, I want to be at peace with my child. And so in my imagination, I hold a gesture, a peak performance gesture of gathering together. I want to be in harmony with my boss. I envision a handshake. I practice a handshake. When I'm talking with my boss, I picture myself shaking my boss's hand in an agreement, a peaceful agreement. When I am coping with the process of aging, it's something outside, it's a universal concept. Am I mad because I'm getting old, my body aches, or I have to take care of my parents and it's interrupting my work or my family life? Maybe I can physically express all of that, but then also grow from that into what I'd like to see, which is a harmony with the aging process, a harmony with the corporate process, a harmony with the family process. So reviewing that, we have create a goal, physicalize that goal, acknowledge physically the conflict in your body, and then train your body to release it, recognizing that the conflict is between you and another person, or you and the universe. And what's the consistent factor there is you. You have the possibility of creating a peak performance. And you can find out more information by visiting peakperformanceliving.net. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it.